Selling feels sleazy. Selling feels icky. It feels cringe. It feels terrible sometimes. And so you don't do it, right? Avoiding selling is the worst thing you could be doing in your business, in your brand, in your leadership. And I am going to fix all of that for you in this 3-part mini series episodes of the podcast. This is a topic that means so much to me because I have come through it. I am on the other side selling. I love it. I love it. And because I love it, I'm really good at it. I have sold my programs to Fortune 100 and 500 companies, 5-figure coaching programs. I have sold my group memberships. I have been selling even back in the day when I worked for other people in the retail industry. I learned a lot about selling there too. But most importantly, I've been able to really look through the lens of feminine energetics and taking me out of it and putting heart and soul back into selling. And that has transformed my relationship to money, to communication, and to showing up in a big way and letting people know there is something here inside of the Vocal Honey world for you. And it has exploded my business, my bank account, and changed my life. And so, what I want you to know by listening and devoting your time to these next 3 episodes, and possibly a bonus 4th, we will see, you are going to learn in this mini series how to persuade and understand why selling isn't sleazy. That's what we're going to get into this first episode. Episode 2 is going to help you understand why you're actually blocking money and how to receive. And receiving is power. So we're going to heal your money story in episode number 2. And episode number 3 coming up, we're going to be selling all the time. You're going to switch from the masculine selling into feminine selling techniques. And let's get into it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to just go ahead and say hi in the comment section. I want you to tell me, what does selling currently feel like? So if you're listening to this on the podcast, I actually encourage you to get off that platform and come on to YouTube right now and to interact with me, because I want to come back and actually have this discussion with you guys. And then in the next line, I want you to tell me, what do you want selling to feel like? What you're going to learn in these episodes isn't just about you collecting dollars and cents. Selling is much deeper. It's really on the heart and soul level. And what you're going to learn in these episodes is going to set you up, yes, to collect money, but it's also going to set you up to be more magnetic and hypnotizing and seductive and aligned and integral with the way you show up in your leadership and in your business. Okay. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about persuasion. I love persuasion. It's so beautiful. I used to think that persuasion was manipulation. Anyone else? Just put a yes, yes, yes in the comments. Persuasion used to feel so icky, but it really isn't sleazy. And when you learn the art of persuasion, you're going to see that it's really about other things that are so deeply human and are really soft and gentle and are connecting you to people in a deeper way, because you can't actually persuade if you don't know intrinsic things about the people you're trying to persuade to. What I want to just tell you right out the gate here is that persuasion is actually the art of listening. And it wasn't until I did some training with Brendan Burchard, he broke down persuasion in a very cool and interesting way. And after going through that training and trying it out myself, I thought, yeah, this is just active listening. Persuasion can only happen after a series of interactions. When you think about selling, I want you to think of it like that. You actually have a responsibility to have multiple touch points with your clients and customers. If you're trying to persuade people that you are leading on your team, same thing. It's multiple touch points with people over a long period of time. And I think when we start to look at selling as a long game rather than the short game, we slip into an energy of softness and a cadence that feels really good rather than rushing. When we get into episode 3 of this mini series and we talk about masculine versus feminine selling energetics, the short game is very masculine. Not wrong, just very intense. And for a lot of us, men and women, we actually like to be sold to um, in the long term. And we actually want to do our selling, I argue here, over the long run. First of all, you are already persuading. You persuade every day, all day long. You're just not aware of it. You persuade with your kids. Hey, I will take you out to get ice cream later, but you've got to go pick up your toys and put your clothes away like I asked. That's persuasion. It works because you know something about your children. They want ice cream. So, in order to get done what you need to have them do, which is pick up their room, we have to know something about a previous statement they said. I want ice cream, mommy. Persuasion is truly about being rooted ethically inside of people's values. And this is everything about selling. It's not that you're trying to push or cram your ideas, products, or services down someone's throat and force them to buy. Why would you do that? You're an ethical, loving human being. So I want you to really hear me right now that selling isn't that at all. The way that I sell now in my business is that I am listening to my clients and potential clients. I am hearing them. I'm hearing them because I'm asking them questions. And so in my mind, when I know I have a product or a service coming up that I think they'd be a good fit for, I tell them about it and I match what they've been telling me, their struggles, their challenges, what excites them, where they're headed, with what my product or service is meant to do. Do you see how this is taking selling down to the basic level of actually communing and communicating, coming together with your people? The reason I say that persuasion is ethical when you take this route of deep, long-term connection, listening, conversations, communion, is because you'll also know when not to sell. Okay, yeah, I have this amazing program, but that person has told me they're struggling with finances at home. I just had this happen the other day, actually. I told a client, I think this program is great for you, but I know it's going to be a stretch financially. So why don't we plan to have you in after the new year? She was like, oh my God, perfect. Have I not been listening to her? She would have been like, haven't you been hearing me? And she's already in a couple of my programs right now. I have been listening and paying attention. Okay, you get where I'm going with this. So it helps us decipher that actually I might not sell this to this person based on the fact that either this isn't aligned with their intrinsic values, it doesn't solve the problem, because that agitates and it decreases trust. And this brings me to the point of where we have to let go of convincing people. You teach what you teach, you sell what you sell, you're about what you're about, and that's it. We're no longer fudging the lines and blurring the lines on who you are just to cast the widest net that you can. That's what pushes selling into sleaziness too. And that's what has that unethical vibe that you guys are not digging at all. And so selling with soul and the heart of persuasion is also about tightening up your ethical boundaries and knowing that no, saying no, is ultimately carving out a spot for someone else to say yes. And so we're not convincing. When we are persuading, we are deep listening, we are loving. And here's the thing I want you to know: if your dreams, your goals don't require other people's help, you're not dreaming big enough. You're going to need to ask the people around you for help. Let me give you an example here of persuasion. Let's say that you decided you want to run a marathon, but normally on Tuesday, Thursdays, you go to pick the kids up from school. But Tuesday, Thursdays is now your marathon training group. They meet, they run, They do sit ups, push ups, whatever else needs to be done to run a marathon. I wouldn't know. So you go to your significant other and you try it this way. You say, "Hey, I've decided I'm going to run a marathon. Would you please pick up the kids now on Tuesday, Thursdays?" And you leave it at that. Your significant other might say, "Yeah, sure." But they might also feel a little bit resentful. Whereas option two, you say, "Hey, I was thinking more about the other day, how you were really, being honest with me. And you said I haven't been so happy lately. And when I asked you when was the last time I was happy, you said, well, when you were taking care of your body all the time, you were active. Well, I thought about that. And I want to be happier because I know it's affecting our marriage. And you deserve to have a happy wife. And so I signed myself up for a marathon." Oh my God, that's awesome, babe. I know, right? I think that's what we're talking about, right? And they say, "Yeah, that's what I was talking about." And I hope you're excited. Yes, I'm excited. Okay. You just got them to say yes 2 times, which is really important in the psychology of selling and persuasion. But notice it's not manipulation. It's all based on previous discussion. It's all based on intrinsic values of what that person, your significant other, needs from you. And it's going to better you and it's bettering them and it's pouring into the marriage. The fact that you connected your desire to run a marathon with a previous conversation you had to better the relationship is persuasion, is selling, right? Like now we have buy in. Why? Why did that work? Let's break it down. Because here's the thing you need to know about people. Here's the thing you need to know about persuasion. People will buy into things that you're doing. They will get in on the ground level when they feel like they are a part of it. And a lot of you guys are afraid of selling because you actually weren't told that this is actually what selling is. You're bringing in someone to be a part of your mission, to come together as a partnership, to help you build something in this world that is not just you're holding your palm out and they're putting money in. Persuasion is the art of listening. It's understanding people because you've been paying attention. And then you connect your goals and your dreams in the world with their desires. And you say, "Hey, hey, 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 I got this idea. And I realize if you help me, I actually will help you. Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean." Right? Like, remember the other day you said we need to start doing this. Yeah. Well, then I was thinking, I said I needed to do this. And you said you agreed, right? Yeah. Well, then I was thinking we should do this because it'll help us this and help us this. What do you think? Oh, yeah. Because I really feel like, based on what you said, right? This is the script. I'm giving you the script of persuasion, which is the cousin of selling, if you will. Might even be the drag queen of selling. Okay, it's the outfit, if you want. It's the glitter and it's the wig and it's the makeup, right? It is so. I love Chapel Roan, so that's probably why I was jamming out to her the other day and thinking about drag. But like it's that, right? It's persuasion is really what's running the show, and hopefully, I'm getting this through to you. That is really about deep human connection. We are ethical. We're done with convincing because we just hear like this isn't going to work. I don't even want to bother trying to sell to this person because I don't need to convince them because I can already tell based on their intrinsic values that's not going to work, right? So we can just walk away. We just clean up the energy. We're moving away from manipulation and it's more about alignment. Can you align your goals, your values with someone else's so that together you create momentum in each other's life? That's persuasion. And often you're the one that has to see that first. And you got to be having multiple conversations with people to figure out how to say it in a way that aligns with who they are. And now, together from the ground up, we are moving together towards something as a community, as a whole. Persuasion isn't about getting someone to do what you want them to do, it's about hearing someone so clearly that you know whether or not your work is for them or not. I hope this has changed your mind. I hope this has persuaded you that persuasion is a deep human connection, soulful, loving experience that you get to step into that will activate you and activate your community as well. I can't wait to hear your reactions in the comments below. I can't wait to see you and talk to you in the next episode. We're going to be getting into in this mini series about receiving and how to heal your money blocks, because actually you not being able to receive help, receive compliments, receive money is a real part of why selling feels so icky and sleazy and why you're not doing it. I'll see you in the next episode.